you and Deborah and the parish community for putting this event on. It's fantastic to be here. I'll also introduce myself. I'm Grant Robertson. I'm the Labour Party candidate for Wellington Central. I came to Wellington 14 years ago because I wanted to move to this fantastic city. I love it. I enjoy being part of the vibrant artistic and cultural facilities that we've got in the city, and I certainly would be very proud to be a representative here. I originally came here 14 years ago so that I could be the president of the New Zealand University Student Association, or as Jim Bolger called me at the time, a full-time paid troublemaker. I think when he called me that, I must have been doing my job properly. I'm guessing that's what it meant. But I went on from there to be a public servant, and I managed New Zealand's overseas aid program in Samoa, and then I went to the United Nations in New York as a New Zealand diplomat there. I came back to New Zealand having performed that role in order to work in Parliament. I spent 5 years in the Beehive working for Marion Hobbs and for the Prime Minister. In the last couple of years I've been working for the University of Otago Medical School in Newtown, working with the researchers to help them develop their research programs. So I think that background gives me the skills to be a strong advocate for Wellington Central, because I've stood up both at the UN and for students for the causes that I believe in. And I think that's the role of the Wellington Central MP, is to be an advocate for the people of Wellington and for the diverse communities of Wellington. And it's not just the different geographical communities. And my partner Alf and I, we own our home in Huntington Street, the official boundary of Northland and Wilton. And though the community that I see around me here is fantastic, and the community of Mount Victoria and Aro Valley, they're great, but they're all unique and they're all special, and they all need somebody to advocate for them. But also the different communities that we see around us, the refugee and migrant community, our seniors, our young people. We need somebody who's able to advocate for them, and that's what I want to do. Now my key priorities are in a pamphlet that hopefully a lot of you will have seen, and they focus around how we can make Wellington a truly sustainable city. We've got Mayor here tonight, and she has a goal of making Wellington a carbon neutral city. And I think that's a very laudable goal, but central and local government have to work together to make that goal a reality. Now some key things that I'd like to see happen in Wellington is more investment in our public transport system. When Labor came into office, we were investing around $16 million a year in the Wellington region in public transport. Now it's $129 million, but we can do even better. We can ensure that our services are integrated, that they're reliable, that the buses and trains show up on time, and we can ensure that we can move people right across the city and the region on public transport, because it's good for our city and it's good for the environment. We also need to invest in the housing stock of the city. We have a lot of houses and homes that were built before 1977, before there had to be any insulation standards. That means a lot of those homes are cold and they are unhealthy. We need to make sure that they are insulated, so that they're energy efficient and they're warm. That also needs to be a partnership between central and local government. Labor and the Greens have agreed together a $1 billion insulation fund, and I do find it astounding that National doesn't want to carry that on, because that fund will be a very important part of ensuring that Wellington City homes are warm and healthy. I also want to be an advocate for public servants. I've been a public servant, and I know that public servants in this town work hard for whoever the government is. But they need someone who will stand up for them, who can understand their issues, and is not part of a party that wants to put the razor gang across them, but part of a party that wants to support public services. So I want to be an advocate for Wellington Central. I want to be an advocate for young and old, and ensure that we have a secure and a safe city for people to live in, that we have a vibrant arts community, and that we have people travelling about the city on good quality public transport. But I'm also asking for your party vote tonight. And I hear a lot of questions around, is it time for a change? But the question I want you to ask yourself is, what kind of society do you want to live in? If you want to live in a society that's fair and where people have the opportunity to achieve their potential no matter who they are or where they come from, then I believe we need a Labor government to continue. We've increased opportunity in this country. Wages have grown. We've got more people in education. We've got better primary health care. And that investment in health care has meant that prescriptions that were $15 are now $3. It's meant that on average, across New Zealand, the cost of going to the doctor has halved. That's where we're putting our primary emphasis in health, because that's the kind of health population we need. Families are a vital investment for us as well. That's why we invested in working for families. That's lifted over 100,000 families out of poverty. So what we need to do is re-elect the Labor government so that we can carry that on, to ensure that we keep investment in education, in health, and the basics, and that we keep going through this difficult financial time with strong leadership and people with experience. Thank you.